Okay, this is not part two, but screw it. Let me preface this by saying I'm driving. I didn't put up my first podcast, and I don't think I'm gonna do that because it was far too, disorganized. Definitely, I said a lot of stuff, and I didn't not mean it, but it was very disorganized because I was driving, and I repeated a bunch of stuff, and I'm gonna read a bunch of stuff over here again. So get ready for that, if nothing else. The premise of this was that I'm driving, and today is a drive I have to make for like an hour, and it's a pretty boring drive. And rather than just talking to myself like I usually do and listen to music, why not just record the stuff without any music? Because that's helpful, right? I don't know if it's actually helpful or not. But I really wanted to document some of this stuff anyway, because it would be pretty funny at the very least if I go back to it in like a couple of years and see what I thought about different topics and stuff like that. Today I wanted to kind of talk about what I feel about Skullgirls and how it's going and how it's going to develop at the course of the next few years. I'm not always right. I do kind of think some things are better than they end up being. Partially because I'm bad at them, I don't know. And I don't look at US meta and say, oh, they must be right, because they're the US. They voted Trump in, so obviously they're not doing something right. And that's my political jab for the day. So, Skullgirls, I want to say the patch that they're talking about, like nerfing all that stuff, I don't know. I feel like it's kind of not ham-fisted, but I don't like it. I'll just say that. I'm not a huge fan of just changing stuff. Like, it's the final patch, right? And when it's like, oh, it's the final patch, and it's like, oh, that sucks. Like, there's a bunch of stuff is happening, and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, okay, well, too bad. I don't know. I'm really like against changing stuff because of knee-jerk reactions. And granted, a lot of knee-jerk reactions actually do end up being true. Like a lot of unblockable setups, people are like, oh, this is really difficult. You can't really do that. That's whatever. You know, like the kind of thing I'm doing. Like, nobody's going to be TODing everybody on, like, in 3v3. No one's going to be doing that. And turns out, like in EXERI's case, oh, EXERI Infinite, it's not practical. Nobody can really do it from a 0 to TOD. You know, you can't really do that. And turns out that's what KF13 turned out to be in the long run. And that severely hurt the game. The difference between Skullgirls 2 TOD, I guess is how you want to call it. Basically, it's like you do one combo and then you like push them to max and dizzy, and then you do one other big combo and you go. Oh, god damn it, I'm tired. Like, I don't know. It's really frustrating for me to see all of that. Like, I just want the game to be left alone. That's my personal, like, that's what I think at the surface level. Just leave the goddamn game alone. Let everybody, like, just play, and, like, people will figure something out to deal with it. Because that's what people do. Or they might quit, which is the 2016, post 2009, everybody's scared of, oh, what if the people just quit? What if they just quit? Like, the people who've been playing Skullgirls since forever are going to play Skullgirls still forever. That's pretty much how it goes. They haven't been playing new games because they're popular. Skullgirls is not really, it's a decent community, but like having 200 as your main, like Street Fighter 5 had 5,000 people, right? You can say shit about Street Fighter 5 and it's terrible and everything, that's totally fine. But Street Fighter 5 had 5,000 people. That's a lot of people. Will those number of people drop by this year? Quite possibly. But the point is that it's a large freaking community. Skullgirls is not a large freaking community, and it's not. It's a niche game, and it's people are like, oh, I like the art style, but I just don't like playing fighting games. There's a bunch of those people in the Skullgirls community. I guess there's the Skull fans community, but you know, different story. But like people who have bought Skullgirls, Mike Z always flaunts around, oh, 600,000 people bought it. I am almost certain the 600,000 people, like those 600,000, they're pretty much not going to be playing competitively, and they will not be trying to play competitively. Because that's just people these days. People, like, they don't like to play competitive stuff 1v1, and Skullgirls is a high barrier to entry in terms of having to learn all of the stuff to get around. Like, a lot of stupid gimmick assists are legitimate on you when you're new. And so there's a lot more options that you have to face, that you have to eliminate, that you have to delete, so to speak, when you're trying to go from bad to good. And there's a lot of legitimately good options that you have to learn to use properly because you're not good enough at using them. And then you have to get better at, okay, I am in this situation. You have to make quick adaptations. Skullgirls is nothing like an easy fighting game. It's a lot of work that you have to put in. It took me 2 years to maybe become decent, possibly, at Skullgirls, and that's still in Oceanic. And Oceanic community is just not very good, you know, in terms of having a lot of good players to play against. It's pretty much just the aim. You know, everybody else is like varying degrees of bad. I am pretty much the worst though. But the point is that you can say like, okay, what was I originally gonna say? Do TOD is fine, dude. Like, just a lot of those situations. The first thing is that it's a crouching leg kick that happens. If people were talking about the Beowulf shit, like, okay, how is he gonna land a crouching leg kick at you from neutral? Like, what the fuck? How is he gonna do that? How is he gonna do that? How is he gonna have assist at the side of it? He's not gonna be able to do that every single fucking time. You take the best situation ever for you, which is landing a crouching leg kick right next to the opponent, and then going into your damaging confirm, which may or may not be safer compared to like doing crouching leg kick, crouching kick. Actually, I don't actually remember what the thing they used was. Oh, by the way, I'm recording and I'm recording the video. I'm recording the audio. I'm not doing any video stuff. I'm probably gonna have a blank screen. I'm gonna see how I figure it out. My PC's kind of broken at the moment. So if I upload it in like it's the 9th today. If I upload it somewhere between 10th and 11th, which I want to be doing, if I do that, then I'll probably just have a blank screen at the end of it, or like in the middle of it, because watching anything is not very important right now for me. I might be able to do that in the future. Whatever was I talking about? Like, it's an optimal crouching leg kick confirmed, like, from bare close. Like, Beowulf can't really do that very consistently. And at the end of it, he has his assist. Maybe he got a hit from the assist. Like, it's not... You can't just look at that and say, oh, that's broken, that should obviously be removed. Like, is it stupid good? Yes. If you can, especially if you are like Beowulf, who can do all that and then not have to spend a bunch of bar, instead spend his EX on his hype and be able to kill the opponent with like meter positivity. Being able to do that is maybe too good? Possibly. I don't really know. I don't really think so anyway. But the point is that he's not going to be doing that every single situation. It's not like Marvel 3 where you can take an air throw and turn it into a touch of death, because that's not how it works. You cannot do that. There are plenty of systems in the game to stop that. And I don't really get why Mike Z of all people made a thread about it and like was like, oh, people are complaining, I want to change this. Why would he want to? He should understand that. Like, what the fuck? What if you got a hit from the assist? What if you got a hit in a scramble situation and your assist is locked out and like every single combo is not going to be like this? Guaranteed, because a lot of people take Excella and they put it near the end of their combo so they can get their resource, and then they do one last chain or whatever like that, you know. But a lot of characters that they like, the big band with this double 3v3 TOD for 3 bars in the corner that Mal posted. Like, what if it was a situation in a scramble where big band he called double assist somehow for some reason, and double got hit, but then he got a combo out of it. He's not gonna be able to do the 3v3 TOD for 3 bars. He's just not going to be able to do that because double's locked out. So like in that situation, that's irrelevant. So it's not, you can't just take a situation like that and be like, oh yeah, that's what's always going to happen. That's not how fighting games work, dude. What the fuck, dude? Ugh. Especially when you have like an incoming mix-up and some scramble thing happens. Skullgirls is like the king of scrambles too, so like, it's not even like, oh, the scramble's never gonna happen. It's always gonna fucking happen. It's Skullgirls, dude. Like, scrambles happen all the fucking time. I'm really upset about how people just take this situation and, oh, huzzah, this one particular situation lets you do so much damage. Obviously, it must be broken. It's not, that's not how it works. Dude, Anyway, what was I gonna say? Like, even if they do a lot of the stuff where at Undersea, maximum scaling, whatever happens, it's okay. I mean, I personally don't really care because at a lot of Max and Dizzy, I don't really get to do a lot of good stuff because I don't play a character with a beefy damage giving assist. I just play Filia Band with a extend, so I don't really. A lot of the stuff I wouldn't be able to do anyway, so like it doesn't really help or hurt me. It doesn't really affect me, but I still disagree with changing it just because you've seen with this one thing that is really stupid. If it was, I can take an air throw and then I can turn it into 2 TOD and at full on Dizzy, like that would be a problem because then it's like every single situation 2 touches and you're dead. Like that makes a lot of sense. And even like if it is that, if the air throw requires a lot of meter dump for you to kill at the second touch, then that's fine because you're not going to be able to build that meter back. It's not like Marvel 3 where you build 2 bars in the middle of your fucking combo because you do so many hits, and because Marvel 3's meter build system is broken. Because quick side note, Marvel 3 builds meter by if one hit does 10,000 damage, because Marvel damage. If it does 10,000 damage, then it's going to build X amount of meter every single time, even though there's damage scaling. So if you keep doing fierces, the fierce is going to build the same meter every single time. There's no meter scaling in that. That's why people in Marvel 3 are able to build 2 bars in one combo and stuff like that. But that's not the point. The point is that a lot of this is not meter positive. A lot of this is not full Undizzy loopable. A lot of this is not like that. And granted, it might just be that, you know, people have just started to figure this stuff out. Or it might be that people have been already figuring this out since forever, but they haven't just been putting it out yet. Which is totally plausible because of the way Mike C does his balance. Like, people want to hide that stuff for the time that the patch is done, so they're going to be able to show stuff. That's pretty smart when you think about top level player tournament stuff. You know? But whatever, my point is that leave it alone, basically. Just leave it alone. If it turns out that, you know, BO Band Bella is the best team in the game because they can turn any hit into 2 TOD, like any hit into 1 mix-up and then the second mix-up you die. Like any hit into hard knockdown into 1 mix-up and you're dead. Every single character, every single situation. Then it's a team that is really strong like that. And people gotta figure it out how to deal with it. Like, it's like KBR's team. Like, don't fucking get hit. I mean, granted, in KBR's team, the 99-second mark is extremely fucking scary. And if you get hit, you just lost the whole goddamn game. But it's in Skullgirls, for one, it's not even remotely accurate. Like, in Skullgirls, you literally cannot be TOD meter positively. You cannot lose fucking Magneto because Hulk did Hulk smash, and he built 3 bars out of it with Hagar assistant sentinels. That's not how it fucking works. Like, people just look at it and just go, oh my god, it must be too broken, right? It must be broken. Not a little prayer trick, not a little attempt at counterplay. Fuck counterplay. It's one of the stupidest fucking terms I've ever heard in my life. Counterplay. Fuck that. I'm really angry about this. And I don't know why I am, but I really am. I'm on the motorway now, so I can't really pause it right now, but whatever. The point is, fucking stop complaining. If it's too good, too much damage. Like, I was talking to Issa, and I don't know why I did that, because ultimately it just led to me losing a lot of brain cells. But whatever, his point was that, or maybe it's her, I don't really care, I don't really give a shit. But the point is that, like, he was saying, like, oh, like, if it's gonna, you know, this is gonna make Skullgirls end up like, you either play a team that does damage or one that plays neutral. and maybe you just put Brass in that does both. Am I right, Kappa? Like, first of all, Brass is not that good. Like, you just super jump the fuck over it. And he stays out forever, and if you're playing a good character, you have some way of hitting him. If you're not playing a good character, too fucking bad. Every single character has some way of just super jumping and just making Brass fucking redundant. And then it's like, oh, I'm super jumping, but then I just have to land. Then fucking think about it. Use some other counter that you have. Use sweeps in neutral. Call an assist that like stuffs his armor. Like H-beam is fucking amazing at this. Actually, I don't know if it breaks armor. There's something about H-beam assist breaking something like that. I'm not actually sure. I would test, but my potato is broken and I'm driving at the moment. But whatever, the point is that after that he said that you can do that, but then the only team you can really just pick is the H-beam, which I assume has to be like it is. I hope it's not a gist, because there are a bunch of teams that let you play neutral that are not just H-beam, and there are not on Robo. Like if you have like Axe assist, for instance, if you have M-Nail with Painwheel, which is actually turning out to be a pretty damn good assist because there are a lot of hit stun. It's a fireball that has a lot of hit stun on it, and it's pretty decently slow, which is pretty fucking good. It's a good move when Painwheel does it by herself, and it's a good move when you call it as an assist. Like, it's really fucking good. But anyway, like there are other assists, there are other things that people just haven't figured out, because every single time in every fucking fighting game, offense always gets figured out first. Neutral never gets figured out until much later. It's when Viscount was doing his tutorial thingy on Marvel 3, his team, he figured out the offense first. He was like, oh, I do this combo and then do this one reset. It was never, his neutral wasn't just set into stone. His offense was set into stone, then it got worse as people got better at the game. That's not the point. The point is that, like, people, it always takes a long time for people to figure out neutral and figure out how to counter stuff in neutral, and people for just to get fucking good at dealing with this shit. And Bale Brass at the moment, yeah, it's a pretty decent problem, and it's, you know, it's not a shit team. It's not a shit team. It's not even that bad. It's halfway decent, and it's pretty good with Beowulf because he has quick mix-up and shit like that. You know, like it's not a bad team. It's just not amazing, and it doesn't do everything like people fucking keep saying all the time. If Bear doesn't have hype behind him, and you just super jump over him, what the fuck is he gonna do? He's not gonna do shit. This fuck is driving in front of me. I'm kind of angry. Well, I'll just keep driving in because $100 switch on. Whatever. Like, the point is that Bale Breast is not amazing. Bale Breast is good. Is it very good? Possibly. Part of it is I've never really played against it all that much, so maybe I'm biased in that regard, and maybe it is really, really stupid good, but I'm tending to think towards no. But like the point is that if I just super jump over him and he calls Brass, what the fuck is he going to do? He's just gonna let me land, and it's okay. I mean, it's one that, okay, if you super jump in a versus game, coming down from a super jump is one of the most vulnerable positions you can be in, right? Yeah, that's definitely true. But then you're coming down, but then you have some movement options. If you're playing somebody like Robo, who has amazing movement options in those sort of situations, come on, whatever, just go. Yes, please, don't look at me, just go. What the fuck, just go. Whatever. I completely lost my train of thought. But just, he's not one of the better characters at mixing you up like that, because his dash, the way his dash works is really bad like that, because lot of like, let's say like Philia. If you're coming down on Philia from super jump height, she has a bunch of different options. She has standing heavy punch to kind of deal with your normals. If she really feels like you're doing a normal that she can't really beat, she can uppercut you, but that's a hard read, and if it gets baited, that's your ass. So that's kind of a risk. But like if you're doing like, but then you're like, okay, the other guy is just gonna be landing, and I don't really care. I'm just gonna, as Philia, I can just dash under on the other side, and that's a 50-50 the opponent has to deal with. What if I'm gonna dash too far? What if I dash early and then dash back? That sort of stuff, like, Beowulf can't really do that. He can make you land into Brass, definitely. If I just super jump, he didn't really call Brass. And if I just super jump at him, he can definitely call Brass and do something stupid as I land. And he's gonna make that armored and something like that, which is pretty good. But then he's not gonna be able to mix me up left, right. I mean, he can do that with Brass and the dash, definitely. That can happen. But he has to spend an assist for it. And he can't really do anything else with it. If he just does that and he has arm, he can do arm, yes. But then if I'm playing a medium to heavy character, he doesn't really get a pickup off of it consistently anyway. At least I don't think. If I'm wrong about that, actually I might be wrong about that. But anyway, like Brass into arm is, instant corner at the very least. So at least that, has some merit to it. And if he did cross into Brass and like Brass kind of knocks me into Beowulf, then obviously he gets a combo, which is pretty fucking good. Like that sort of stuff that sort of stuff makes sense to me. So at least he has that option. But if he calls his assist, then I super jump over the assist. He doesn't really fucking do anything. Especially if I just if I'm like playing Robo Fortune, for instance. And I just super jump up and then Brass comes out and I just beam it to lock him out. That's pretty damn good. Like that's a situation where he has to be stuck trying to move towards me. And if I'm playing a character like Robo Fortune, that's pretty damn good for me. Like then he has to just hold all my projectiles on my beams and all my shit like that. And he's stuck trying to move, and he's a big fucking character. He can't really move around all of that. And he doesn't really have great movement options in the air. If he has to start to move, he has to start to commit to Wolf Glitzer to really like get a read from a faraway situation. But whatever, stuff like that. The point is, I keep saying this, the point is, but my point is that there are ways you can deconstruct that neutral. And instead of thinking about all that, instead of thinking, I'm just not gonna get hit, I'm just gonna turn my hit into all my set play, people just sit there and fucking complain like everything has to be fair. Fuck that, dude. Like, Street Fighter 5 is a game where everything is fair, and even then, like, some characters like Urian may not be that fair. But it's not fun when everything is fair. That sounds really fucking retarded at surface level, but the point is that everybody loves doing shit that is just cheap. It's like, oh my god, and I mean, Skullgirls has taken away a lot of the stuff that is legitimately degenerate, like infinites, like cut to deaths, minute-long cut to deaths, like 0 to 100s, whatever you want to call them. It doesn't have all of that stuff, and that's fine, that's great that it doesn't have that. It takes, that Skullgirls puts a lot of, developer of Skullgirls puts a lot of time into, I'm not gonna make a shit game. That is pretty fucking great. But instead of just looking at it like, oh my god, this is so fucking cheap, let's just complain. Like, learn to, oh god, dude. I just fucking hate all that shit. So just stop fucking complaining and start fucking getting good. Like, fuck. Really angry. Really goddamn angry. Because people just sit there and they just complain like, well, my team can't do that, so obviously other teams can do that. That's not fair. It's not. It happened with fucking Fang too. Like when Tekken 5.0, when Fang came out, nobody complained that his sweep was too good, that the sweep needed to get nerfed. They wanted their character to have that shit too. They were like, why doesn't fucking Roger have a good sweep like that? I mean, he has down back sweep. Well, no, down back is not that good, so step for all of that is a -12. It's Supra, can you make it? Please do something about this. They didn't want Fang's sweep to get nerfed. They wanted the character to have the same fucking sweep. If somebody goes around and says, like, man, taking 6 Miguel off for one is so fucking good. All of that, what, zero block, it's so damn good. He's got such good step. They didn't want Miguel's Stamford one to get nerfed. They wanted their character to have that shit too. Like, that's what everybody wants. They want their own character to have good shit, and they want everybody else to have not good shit. Like, that's how it works in every fucking game. Or maybe Skullgirls community is just, maybe this is patron saints. I don't fucking know. I will be casting towards not. Most fucking likely. But people just sit there, just complain. They don't fucking get good. It's, oh my god. Just fucking leave it alone. Just leave it the fuck alone. Like, I mean, and then people are like, oh, well, SDE, a lot of people said leave it alone, but SDE 2, Second Encore Plus, whatever, that's objectively a better game. And yes, it is an objectively better game, but SDE had a lot of legitimate issues. I don't, you know, like, SDE had a lot of touch of deaths and shit like that, and maybe it had, you know, really fucking long combos, and etc. And it did have a dizzy. I was thinking a dizzy. Maybe SDE was the time when he had tags into combos. I don't fucking know. It was some shit like that. I started playing when did I start playing actually? I started playing when Beowulf was happening. I was starting to play around then. That's when I started to play. Yeah. I started to play when Eliza just no. That was a long time ago. I think Beowulf was starting to finish, and Robo Fortune was about to start. It's November 2014. Beowulf got released in like January, I think, and after that time went on to fully Robo, something like that. Whatever. The point is that like I haven't been playing Skullgirls for a stupid long time, so I don't know what a lot of the legitimate cheap shit was. And if there was a lot of legitimately cheap shit, then I'm happy then it got taken away. I'm not gonna be like, oh, I really miss when minute-long TODs into tags, into another TOD, into tag, into whatever, and 3v1 TODs were a thing. I really miss that for a long 1 minute, 1.5 minute combo. I'm not gonna say that. I definitely, you know, that's part of a game that is stupid, and I'm happy that it doesn't exist. But like, just, oh god. This is not on the same level of degeneracy, dude. Like, fuck. This is nowhere near the same level of degeneracy. People complain, like, people fucking like, and that's part of a 30-minute podcast for me. I don't even know 30 minutes. It's more than 30 minutes at this point. I think it's close to being 30 minutes. Actually, I haven't run out of water at this point. My mouth is pretty good. Dude, fuck, dude. Just fucking hate everything. Just fucking scrubs, dude. Motherfuckers complaining about all that shit all the time, dude. Stop fucking complaining, dude. And just deal with it. It's fucking okay. Beowulf hits you twice, you die. Cool. Fucking learn to just keep him out or some shit. Like, it's not that complicated. It's not. You have an answer right in fucking front of you. And if it's like, oh, well, my character can't really do any of the shit that you're talking about, Yoma, it's like, my character can't really do that. Like, I'm not playing Robo Fortune, I can't just super jump and then beam in and then come down and be safe. Well, fucking good, tough shit. Like, figure somebody out who does. That's what happens. The cream rises to the top and the garbage sinks to the bottom. Like, that's what fucking happens. And, like, overall, like, is there a tier gap in SD? Absolutely it is. There is. People like to complain, not complain, like, they like to assume, oh man, every team is top tier, every team is pretty fucking good. You can, like, put X and double, and then you can do that, and that's pretty fucking good. And it's okay, it's not great, it's okay. That's the fucking problem, that your team is just okay, it's not great. And if you want to complain that your team is not just okay, then fucking pick a better team. Jesus fucking Christ. Crying out loud. Where's the clear one? It's Friday afternoon. Hey, when is Friday afterwards? People just, oh my god. I just fucking hate him. But like, I really just wish people to stop fucking complaining all the time and just figure out good shit, dude. Like I used to feel like all the time like Valentine vs. Philly was such a stupid fucking matchup, and I could never beat CM's team. Then I was like, okay, what if I play a certain way, and presto, I got results from that. I'm still not consistent at beating his team because he's a really good player, and I'm not that good at player. And he has level experience, and like he has experience that leads him to have really good flowcharts. I don't mean that in a negative way at all. It's flowcharts as in like situational awareness. Yeah, that's probably a better word, situational awareness. Oh yeah, get on it. Or do that, whatever. Situational awareness. He has way better situational awareness than me in this game. And it's like, okay, but I can deal with that one particular situation now because I actually put fucking time into it, and I spent time thinking, okay, what if he does this? What if he does this? And I took it to training mode, and like, okay, what if he actually does do this? What are my options here? Can I do something like this? Can I do something like that? Can I do something else into something else? Can I do this or that? And presto, I figured out that, okay, if I play a certain way, if I, punish his BX and assist calls and don't use my own, if I use, normals, etc. to punish Big Band, and then I jump cancel him and be safe, and if I do all of that, I can, make it a situation in which I am more favorable. And then I can turn it into, okay, I hit him, I am 2v3, I just need 3 guesses because I'm playing a team with really good damage. I essentially play 2v3 failure without an assist that really leads to a lot of damage. Oh, this idiot. Oh, fucker. Anyway, okay, he doesn't want to get around me. That's cool. But, fuck, dude, like, motherfuckers just complain. I don't know, motherfuckers like actually want to put time in good. Like, fucking, I don't want to fucking talk shit about Skullgirls because I don't want to bother with that. A lot of people, like, they were like, oh my god, please nerf this. They didn't actually fucking play the game anymore. They fucking just shitpost all the time, and they just fucking, they don't put a lot of time into lab and shit, and like fucking like, this still broken, please fix makes it that bad. Like, fuck, dude. I fucking hate it. I fucking hate it. I'm actually pretty happy I'm not actually playing Skullgirls for a long time at the moment because I don't want to deal with this shit. I really just didn't want to deal with this shit. I'm kind of tired. I did have coffee, but I'm still tired. We don't even find a space and just shut off recording. But driver Reno at the moment Reno. Should I swap lanes? Should I swap lanes? So I am on the left side, and I don't want to be driving on the right side as motorway happens. Put it into top gear right now. Oh, if I start doing this, it's gonna take a long fucking time. Let me just actually just turn it off right now. Any parting words that I would have? Actually, I wanted to say other stuff like, Squiggly is not actually that bad. Beowulf by himself, I used to think he was bad. I've been shown the light. It's his neutral game is very like it's not very how do you say it? It's not very multi-dimensional. I'm just gonna say that. Like his primary way of approach is pretty much just the chair, like the chair jumping heavy punch, like that. Like that's pretty much it. It's a really good one. It doesn't really have anything else. So if I can learn to deal with that, I think I'm pretty set. And I have some ideas how to deal with it. The preliminary idea I've been messing with in my mind is make Beowulf mess up the spacing and jumping heavy punch every single time he goes for it. Basically the way the button works is that jumping heavy punch, the chair itself is completely disjointed, but the body is not. You can hit the body, but you can't hit the chair, which makes sense because of how Mike C does hitboxes. But if you can get it so that, ideally Beowulf just wants to be poking with the chair part, because it's completely disjointed. If an assist comes out, he's going to get hit by it. This is assuming, you don't have an armored assist and the armor didn't start up already. But, jeez, it's kind of bad. But the thing I was thinking was that, okay, if I can do all of that, then I can make Beowulf every single time, just make him, instead of, oh, I'm gonna land with the chair, make him, first off, just back off, like make him whiff it. And whiffing it is obviously not very good. It's not very lucrative for me, but overall it's not very good for him either. So then it's like, okay, at this situation, now I'm gonna try to overextend because I think my opponent might just backdash, and now I'm gonna try to dash jump, like in a certain spacing. I'm gonna try to dash jump, jumping heavy punch. If you have trained him to do that, then you can be like, okay, if he's gonna do that now, then now I am going to dash forward and make it so that when he extends his body onto me, I'm just gonna hit him. And the body itself, like, it doesn't have a very good hitbox. Like the body part related to the hitbox of the body, it's not a very good one. You can anti-air it cleanly with a lot of anti-airs. So, like, maybe deal with it in that aspect. And if that happens, if that becomes a regular thing, and characters who are really good become really good at doing that, then maybe Beowulf will fall in popularity. Maybe that'll happen. But it's a lot of work. It requires a lot of thinking between two players that, okay, I am going to do this, now okay, I'm going to counter you in this way, and the Beowulf player goes, okay, now I'm going to try to just do jumping heavy punch from over here. Like stuff like that. So it's all about just messing with the spacing of that one button. But it overall makes it as like it's a very boring neutral. It's not very boring. I mean, of course, Skullgirls neutral. Like that neutral doesn't have a lot of different facets to it. In Philia neutral, it's like, okay, I AD jump like, I mean, even in Philia's neutral, it's kind of not. Philia's neutral isn't even like that multi-dimensional, that multifaceted, but it's a little bit more multifaceted than what Beowulf is, or at least main Beowulf player game plans, whatever. Because Philia can be like, Philia can be like, okay, I'm gonna use instant air dash, jump light punch to get close to you, and then I can use my highs and my lows and my throws overhead, etc., like cross up, etc. It's a good mix-up machine. That's cool. But her main sort of approach is this dashes or instant air dash, the most common ones anyway. So the opponent is like, okay, I'm gonna counter those in these ways, and then Philia has to like wait around and get them to whiff something, and then whiff punish it and stuff like that, and use footsies. Beowulf doesn't really even like do that. He just he puts out jumping heavy punch, and stuffing it is kind of difficult, especially if he spaces it right. And then he just does that, and then he just have to like, okay, then you have to play this game of chicken of trying to get him to overextend, and then you dash up and then you try to punish him. But if he doesn't ever overextend, then the neutral kind of just fails over there. And granted, he has some sort of armored assist. You can make him land under that armor, and you can punish him for that. Like especially if you have A-Train or some garbage, you can call A-Train, and then he's gonna do jumping heavy punch, and you're gonna hit the armor, and then you get a combo. That's cool. But it's like if he doesn't ever, you have to have a specific assist to get him to play neutral in a different way, in a way that he really now he feels that he has to do this. I don't really think that's very fun. I don't really think it's very, lucrative to kind of play. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of just using one strategy over and over. It's kind of, I feel like in situations where you are forced to use different strategies for different situations, that's when a game becomes a lot of fun to me. Maybe I'm just missing something. Maybe Beowulf players are missing something in that regard. Maybe they're not using other buttons that are really good and stuff like that. Maybe that's true. At the moment, he just really feels like a very flat character in neutral. And then he gets a hit, and then he does a set play, and that's cool and all. But I don't really give a shit about that, because every character does that. The big band dilemma, I guess I can kind of talk about. Big band is fine, people need to stop complaining. Like, the big band... Okay, so people said that the BXN change doesn't really help anything because it doesn't do anything, he's gonna still hit you, blah, blah, blah. First off, it makes it a way worse defensive assist. If you actually do your mix-ups right, then he just kind of he gets hit. This is always true against all DPSs, but if you use a lot of one-hit confirmed stuff, then DPSs aren't gonna hit you. But like beats didn't mean like slower and having more vulnerable frames at the start. Make it so that a lot of characters who have multi-hits or have a way easier chance at just killing him. A lot of multi-hits are on a lot of top tier characters. Double kinda, I don't want to call double top tier, but double does a good multi-hit. Fuku has a good multi-hit, I guess. Philly has a really good one. Valentine shits them out all the fucking time. Fortune Cameron doesn't, but that she's a dark horse in every single situation. But that she has no better. She has the head. The head just messes with everything anyway. Parasol. People don't say Parasol is very good. Parasol put on a lot of hitboxes when she, a lot of active forever hitboxes, and that's really good at just killing beat extent. And I feel like people say a lot of people say like Parasol is bad. I think that's been I don't know why where they're coming from. I'm just gonna say it that I don't understand what they're coming from, where they're coming from. Parasol, Parasol versus a lot of dedicated points is kind of risky and messy. A matchup, yes, but I feel like it's playable. I just don't know where people are getting the idea that Parasol is bad. What is the rationale behind it? I don't want to like sound really disrespectful in that manner, but like, what's the rationale behind saying Parasol is bad? Because I don't get that. Whatever, that's what they want to think. I'm not gonna say that they're blatantly wrong because I don't know what they're thinking, but I do kind of disagree that Parasol is bad. I think she's a good character. I think she's a decent point character, and with the she lost tier 2 jump light punch. That is way less threatening of a poke now, which is, I think it's fine. As a person who plays Philly at Big Band, who had a lot of trouble at dealing with that shit, especially before patch, because MA Train was only one in Navama. That was fucking cancer. Jump back, tier jump light punch. She gonna keep using it. Alright, Big Ben just had to hold that, and Philly had to risk it on a drill. When doing a drill would otherwise, in like a lot of situations, just get me killed. So ultimately, I don't really know. Quickly, he's pretty good. I think Philly, people are finally figuring it out. Philly is a really good character. People who said Philly are bad. Double finally is in a good spot. I think people finally complained about her a bunch, and she mostly during the thing just got nerfs. Really, she didn't really receive a lot of buffs. Although she did get buffed by beat extent becoming worse, because I think that was one of her bigger problems, dealing with beat extent. But overall, I think doubles is actually in a pretty good spot now. Especially people are getting better at double. It's a lot better to see. I personally didn't think a lot of the buffs were justified, but that was because we didn't really have a good double around here. CM doesn't really play double much anymore. Shuffle's double is kind of Shuffle's double is a very rigid 2014 double, who just plays her anchor, and anchor double gets absolutely destroyed. But he plays anchor. He plays like first fortune now, which I think is a really smart decision. And that character is really fucking stupid. And headless is really cheap. And people are bad at using headless, but headless is really fucking cheap. Overall, I'm just not very happy with the community's aspect of please nerf this, nerf. I personally kind of just disagree with nerfing everything anyway. It just really bothers me a lot. Like, I think T5DR double gen is really fucking stupid. Yes. The only thing if I were to do a Taken 5 DR tier list, not tier list, a balance patch. If they pulled me aside and said, Yoma, we've heard you yabber about how DR is the best, and it is, but we want to do a balance patch because for whatever reason we want to release T5DR HD remix or some shit that has actually got online, and they asked me to do a balance patch for it. So I would be like, okay, obviously buff Armor King, buff Bruce, they need some shit. Their Oki off of throw should not be, but Bruce's throw Oki shouldn't be bad. But this is a completely separate topic, but I'm not going to go into that. Like, the point is that I wouldn't be nerfing Devil Jin. Devil Jin in Tekken 5 DR is by far the best character in the game. He's not by far, but like, he's pretty consistently like regarded as the best character in the game. I would just change one thing. I would just change the down forward 1-2 cancel so that he can't take every single combo and turn it into a free health sweep on the ground. Because that shit is really fucking cheap. That shit is really cheap. Because it makes it so that every knockdown he gets a bunch of damage. And he, at the very least, gets a guaranteed health sweep. If you try to get up off the ground, he can see that, he can finish the 4. He gets a decent pickup. And if at any point he wants to commit to a ground... Oh, fuck this place. Okay, it's fine. My fucking heart fell out of my chest. But if... Big Bang... oh, motherfucker. Devil Jin. If Devil Jin reads you trying to get up, he can do a 1+4 float into down forward 1-2 into the same combo in the same situation, or he can just see that he can just read that you're going to stay on the ground. He's going to go for one of his bigger grounded hits, which is going to lead to a shitload of damage. So stuff like that, that would be one thing I remove from him. Otherwise, he's completely fine as a character. He has good stuff, but just let that good stuff be. But a lot of it is just people, especially with Street Fighter 5, people make a joke out of, oh, just nerf the top tier. Don't nerf the top tiers, make the low tiers better, like the Capcom slide shit. But I legitimately think that's a decent way to balance it, because everybody likes it when there's fun shit. Like, look at Super Turbo. That game is horribly imbalanced, and there's a bunch of bugs and glitches, and it's pretty, overall I think it's not a very good game. But people just fucking love it when they get to do the really cheap, stupid shit on you. When Ken gets up close and he's doing knee bash loops at you. And when old Ken has you in the corner and he's doing DP, throw OS. If other characters are doing other really, really stupid shit. If Boxer has you in headbutt loops. If Sim has you in no-gi loops. If Ryu has you in firewall trap. If Dictator touches you from a jump in. If Chun-Li gets to fucking throw you with her mid-screen throw that does so much fucking damage. Oh my god, I still fucking hate it. Fuck you, Peachy. But anyway, stuff like that. People love it when they get to do something that's fucking cheap to you. And I'm not saying that this change is gonna remove everything that's cheap from Skullgirls completely. No, but I feel like just looking at it from that perspective of this is really, really cheap, it should be nerfed. I just think it's the wrong way of going about it. And it's just don't do stuff like that. Just god, fuck. I just feel like just leave it alone. I don't really have much else to say about that. And it's getting to 70. I think I can. Okay, it's 48 minutes. That's a long ass time. I need to switch lanes. As soon as I switch lanes, I'm gonna turn it off. So that overall, that's pretty much my feelings on Skullgirls and the patch. I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing these consistently. I want to be doing a lot more stuff like this, especially since I haven't uploaded anything else. I wanted to do a Philia, not a tutorial, but my thoughts on the character and what I think she should be doing. But it's my laptop is broken at the moment. I can't really use it. Hopefully I fix it soon. But if I might to upload this, I might just borrow my dad's laptop and just upload it from there instead of oh my fucking god. Instead of doing it from my own laptop, which is what I'd like to be doing. But that's whatever. So I think that's it. I don't have anything else to talk about. I'm gonna go back to listening to music and getting angry at people on the road. And see you guys next time.